Sounds good.
Well, good evening. I want to welcome you to the Virtual College Exploration for All Illinois students. Tonight's webinar is being recorded and this will be available about a week from now on the IACAC.org website. As a participant, if you have questions, you can use the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time, but do keep in mind that your camera and your microphone are off so they cannot hear you, the panelists cannot hear you or see you. And if this is a great session for you, know that there are more sessions coming up this week and next. You can sign up at IACAC.org. And now I'd like to introduce you to the University of Minnesota Rochester.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for taking the time to come see us tonight. My name is Brett Hartnagel. I am the Director of Admissions with the University of Minnesota Rochester. My colleague tonight, Hannah Medine, will be presenting on UMR. I will be available via chat, so if you have any questions throughout the entire presentation, feel free to chat, but we will also be available to answer questions at the end of the presentation. So with that, I hand it over to Hannah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Medine. I'm an admissions representative for the University of Minnesota Rochester, and I'm going to take us through about a 30-minute presentation about the university. We are located right in downtown Rochester, and we solely focus on the healthcare field at the Rochester campus. The claim to fame in Rochester is the Mayo Clinic, the #1 hospital in the US, and so our students have some amazing opportunities to collaborate with them throughout their bachelor's degree. So UMR is a part of the University of Minnesota system, which has 5 different campuses throughout the state of Minnesota. Each of the different campuses has a little bit different of a flair to them. And so there's Crookston way up north, Duluth, which is the medium-sized campus, Morris off to the west, Twin Cities, which is our Big Ten Golden Gophers school, and then Rochester right down in southeastern Minnesota. Rochester, Minnesota is a population of around 115,000 currently. The city is currently growing as well. There is this thing called Destination Medical Center happening in the city of Rochester, which is the largest economic growth happening in the state of Minnesota currently. And that's because Mayo Clinic is actually hiring many more employees in the next 10 to 20 years. And so there's a lot of construction happening in and around the Rochester area. So if you come to visit campus anytime soon, there actually is a ton of construction downtown. And that's because we are preparing to make our downtown really awesome for all the patients and all of the employees that are going to be in the Rochester area for Mayo Clinic. Some of the other things about Rochester too, our nickname is Med City because we are all about the medical field. Some things to do around the area. I always like to point out there's 85 miles of bike trails within the Rochester area. So if you come to campus, definitely bring a bike because you can get around anywhere by bike. One of my favorite community events in the area is Thursdays on First, which happens right near campus, and that's every Thursday during the summertime in downtown Rochester. And so you can actually go see live music. There's tons of food and local art and shopping every Thursday in Rochester, Minnesota. Discovery Square is our brand new building. We're really excited about this building. Mayo Clinic is actually in this building as well as some other vendors as well. We actually have some classroom space, new lab space within the building. And so one of my favorite things about this building too is that there is a local coffee shop right on the first floor. So if you're going to class, you can stop by and grab some coffee before heading into class. Here are some fast facts about UMR. We opened our doors in 2009, so we're actually the newest campus of the University of Minnesota system. Since we are newer, we were able to really customize our majors and degree program to make sure that they are catering towards a health sciences student. I'll talk about that more in just a minute here. Our enrollment is currently about 850 students on campus. So we are a small university. You really get to know everybody around campus, whether that be classmates or faculty members or staff as well. So you're always seeing a friendly face, a lot of people waving and greeting each other throughout all of campus. Our average class size is around 23 students per class, and our students to faculty ratio is 12 students to every one faculty member. We actually don't have any lecture hall style classes on our campus. So I know when I was in school, I had some classes where I had hundreds of students in my class and I never even met my professor. We don't have any of those types of classes at UMR. They're all fairly small, and you get to know your professors very well. You're not just going to be a number in a chair at UMR. Also, 100% of our classes are taught by faculty members. We also have about 80% of our students coming from Minnesota and about 20% of our students coming from out of state. One fun fact, we don't have any out-of-state tuition cost. And so no matter what state you're coming from, it is the same tuition cost throughout. One last stat for you, one that we really pride ourselves in, is that 96% of our students graduate in 4 years or less. So they're not staying around for a super senior year. Let's move into talking about all of our different majors that we have at UMR. All of them are healthcare focused. Our most popular degree is our health sciences program. Health sciences can lead you into many different areas in the healthcare field. So it's one focus, but a lot of different possibilities within it. And these are all of the different categories of career pathways that you can go into with a health sciences degree. So there's 6 different career pathways. Many of us are really familiar with the patient care side of healthcare, which includes going on to medical school or physical therapy, pharmacy, chiropractic, all falls under that patient care category. But there's actually all of these other areas of the healthcare field that you can go into at UMR as well, which includes well-being and mental health, the business and leadership side of healthcare, healthcare research and discovery, public policy and global health, as well as emerging health technologies. So within your first 2 years of being on campus, you're really building your foundation. And so no matter which career path you're looking at going into, if you decide to switch it up halfway through, that's okay. There's all of these different opportunities. And that's why a lot of our students are able to graduate within 4 years or less, is because we give you the opportunity to kind of research and discover all of these different career paths while you're here at UMR too. One other thing about our health science major is that makes us really unique in the sense that all of our different classroom or classes that you take at UMR, no matter if you're in a chemistry course, a writing course, you're actually learning about health topics in each of your different classes. So no matter what class you're in at UMR, it's all going to be relevant from your major starting in your freshman year. So we talked about the first 2 years of being on campus. The last few years on campus, students are focusing on their Capstone, which is a create your own experience. So you can actually choose to study away during that time period. You can do clinical work, coursework, internships, research, or you can add a minor as well. You can kind of pick and choose from all of these different opportunities depending on kind of what your career focus is. Each student kind of looks different at the end of their time with their capstone. So not everybody picks the same thing. Of course, students are taking advantage of our collaborations with Mayo Clinic. About 80% of our students are having meaningful interactions throughout their bachelor's degree with the Mayo Clinic too. And so if you are getting out there and you're a go-getter student, those opportunities are more than available for students. We also have a second major, which is our Bachelor of Science in Health Professions. This is a collaboration with Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. And this is actually a 2+2 program that you can pick from 4 different patient care careers, which includes echocardiography, which is ultrasound of the heart, radiography, which is x-rays, respiratory care dealing with patients' breathing and their lungs, and sonography is ultrasound of the body. These are really great career paths, especially for students that are maybe thinking about nursing. These are also great career paths to consider. You're working with patients on an everyday basis. At the end of the day, you receive a bachelor's degree from the University of Minnesota Rochester, as well as a certificate from the Mayo School of Health Sciences program. You can also apply up to 2 programs at a time. You apply for this your sophomore year of college. We also have an early assurance physician's assistant program. This is also a collaboration with Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. You are essentially applying for your health sciences major as well as applying for PA school your senior year of high school. And so it's actually a 3+2 program. So you're actually taking coursework at UMR for three years and essentially finishing up your bachelor's degree in 3 years. So it's a little bit fast tracked. And then the last 2 years is spent in the PA program. Students can apply for this right on our application, and you can apply for the health sciences program as well as this program at the same time. Also, these students will be notified whether they're being considered for this program, and Mayo Clinic actually conducts interviews for these students that are interested in the PA program. We also have a early assurance nursing program, which is a collaboration with the University of Minnesota Twin Cities program. It's located on our campus all 4 years, so you're not having to go up to the Twin Cities campus. You actually are located in Rochester, and they do all of their clinical rotations at the Mayo Clinic, so it's a really awesome networking opportunity for students. Students do 1 year in our health sciences program and 3 years in the nursing program. One other early assurance program that we have that I forgot to put in a slide for is our new early assurance program for respiratory care, so that one of those BSHP programs. And so students are able to apply for that as well their senior year, and that's located on the application as well. So that was a lot of information about all the different majors. You might not be sure which career path you're looking at going into. I always like to point out that you're not alone on our campus. We have what we call a student success coach that follows you all 4 years. And so if you're still trying to figure it out, you will have someone to kind of guide you along the way. And so they can help with different career coaching as well as academic coaching, making sure you're taking all of the different prerequisites you might need if you're going to apply to medical school, for example. They can be there to be a letter of recommendation to you. Really get to know these student success coaches really well throughout your 4 years. They're there to be a life coach too. So if you need an extra motivation, they're there to be there for that too. And so the big thing about UMR is you really get to know everyone around campus, including your coach. So where are our graduates now? Since we are a little bit newer of a university, we like to show where our graduates have gone after leaving UMR. We have about 44% of our students entering the career place right after leaving UMR with their bachelor's degree, and then about 56% of our students are going on to graduate or professional school right after UMR. These are just a list of samplings of some of the different career pathways that students have gone into right after their bachelor's degree. And so anywhere from cytotechnology, nuclear medicine, medical laboratory sciences, clinical research, public health, and the list goes on and on. And then these are just a sampling of some of the different graduate and professional schools students have been admitted to after finishing their bachelor's. A lot of students are staying within the University of Minnesota system, Mayo Clinic, a lot of the surrounding states. Many students have been admitted into all of those different programs and been well received in many different academic programs throughout the Midwest, the United States, even the world. These are some of the different academic programs students have been admitted to as well. So anywhere from occupational therapy, healthcare administration, prosthetics, PhD in neuroscience. We've had students been admitted to law school, so there is some versatility in our degree as well. Physical therapy and chiropractic medicine, as well as more that are not listed. So that brings us talking into a little bit about our admissions requirements and what it takes to apply at UMR. Here are our basics of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 3 years of social studies, and 2 years of a foreign language. The most important for us is going to be 4 years of math and 4 years of science. We are very STEM focused at UMR, and so we want to make sure that you are going to be successful in our courses at UMR. We recommend taking any types of chemistry, physics, anatomy and physiology courses, biology courses are all great courses to take. For math, college algebra, pre-calculus, calculus, stats courses are all great to take while in high school. And so feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about what courses to take. Also, one that we're a little bit more lenient on is that 2 years of foreign language requirement. We have a holistic review of our application. So what that means is we are not just looking at one number on our application and basing your admissions decision off of that one number. So these are some of the different factors that we will look at on your application. That includes your cumulative GPA, which is your grades from your freshman year of high school up into the end of your junior year. We'll also look at your STEM GPA, which is just your math and science courses. We will also look at your ACT and SAT scores if you have them. This year it is optional. We understand that a lot of students are having not even able to get to the testing sites. And so if you have your ACT or SAT score, you can send them over to us, but it is optional this year. Also on our application, which is special to our application, is our passion for healthcare statement. This is a short answer question going into why are you interested in the healthcare field? Why are you interested in coming to UMR? You can actually go into a lot of different things in this section. This is kind of your moment to shine on our application. And so I always like to suggest maybe talking about the specific career path you're interested in. If you've had any volunteer experience in the healthcare field, you can talk about those awesome opportunities, as well as any courses that you've taken that are related to the healthcare field, anything that's sparked your interest. And so that's your moment to let us know a little bit more about you. And that actually leads to different scholarship opportunities on our campus as well. We also have letters of recommendation that you can send in. That's optional too. I usually ask students that maybe have struggled in a course to reach out to those teachers to let us know a little bit more about maybe how they improved throughout the class. We usually like to see letters of recommendation from either a math or science or a health related course. Also, college prep courses are recommended but not required. Of course, it helps you prep for college. These are some of the additional considerations that we look at on our application too. Make sure to put down any health science related volunteer work, any extracurricular activities. The last one on here is evidence of overcoming barriers. We actually have a special circumstances portion of our application where you can actually tell us a little bit more about a situation if you struggled with grades for a year or something like that. This is kind of your moment to let us know a little bit more about that situation. And so we are very empathetic when we're reading the applications. And so this is your moment to tell us. If you don't tell us, then we just see your transcripts and we don't see your full story. And so there are a ton of different opportunities on the application to let us know a little bit more about you. This is our student profile, and so our averages coming in. We don't have any minimum requirements at UMR, and so this is just a quick glimpse of what an student looks like at UMR. And so coming in, their average GPA is around a 3.6. Median range of ACT score is around a 22 to 28. Again, it is optional to take in those SAT and ACT scores this year. The SAT average score is 1160, and most students are in the top 22% of their class. Here is just a checklist timeline of what it looks like to apply to UMR. So our application is live. You can apply directly through our website, or you can apply through the Common Application. Common App is a great way if you're looking to apply to many different colleges. You can fill out one application and send it to almost 700 different universities, and so it's a great opportunity. We do have an application fee of $30, and we do have fee waivers available. We will need your official high school transcripts, and if you've taken any college credit, we will need those transcripts as well. Official test scores are optional. We'll need that passion for healthcare statement, as well as those letters of recommendation are optional as well. The priority deadline for applications is December 1st. I always recommend if you can get your application done by the end of October, you're sitting really well and you're not getting anywhere close to the application deadline. So definitely make sure to work on that this month if you have the time. If you apply after our December 1st deadline, all scholarship consideration does go away after that point. Financial aid, the FAFSA application opened up just a few days ago on October 1st. Our school code is the same as the U of M Twin Cities. So if you're filling out the application and you can't find us, we are the same code as the U of M Twin Cities campus. The FAFSA application can lead to different estimates on what you might receive for different loans, federal and state grants, which is money that you don't have to pay back, as well as scholarships, work study opportunities, and to be considered for some of our scholarships for our Healthcare Scholars Day. All students that are being considered for scholarships will be notified in mid-December whether they're being considered. And then in early February, students are actually interviewed for those different scholarships on why they're passionate about going into healthcare. Also, one other date to keep in mind is May 1st. That's National Decision Day. This is when most colleges like to know whether or not you're going to decide to confirm your enrollment with them. So keep that in the back of your mind. UMR would like to know by May 1st whether or not you're going to choose them. Just a good day to keep in mind too, if you have like a grad party and you're looking at telling all of your family members where you're going. It's a good date to keep in mind. So we got through all of our majors and a little bit about the admissions process. So student life on our campus, we have a lot of different ways that students can get involved outside of classes. And so that we have a few different student groups and organizations that you can get involved in. We actually have the Rochester Student Association, which meets weekly to help kind of keep all of our different clubs and organizations organized and participating throughout the year too. There's actually a career fair as well as a club fair at the beginning of the semester to help students get involved throughout campus. We also have different pre-professional types of clubs. You can actually get involved in occupational therapy types of clubs as well as cultural and diversity clubs. You can also get involved in volunteer groups. For example, we have a group for like Students Against Cancer. We also have intramural sports on campus. All of our students do receive a membership to the YMCA, which is about a block or two away from campus. Sorry, my dog is whining in the background. The YMCA, that membership does include all access to their pools, their workout facilities, as well as any opportunities to take any of their classes that they have, whether that be like a yoga or Zumba class. The most popular intramural sport was volleyball this past year. I think we had over 100 participants, which is huge for us. We also have special interest types of clubs on campus. We have anywhere from a fashion photography club to the video game club. So it's a great way to socialize with your friends and classmates, as well as just kind of get away from your class and coursework. We also have learning away experiences at UMR too. That stat is actually outdated. It's more about 52% of our students have chosen to do some type of study away opportunity. And so we have traditional study abroad, about 80 plus countries that you can visit. You can actually take courses for credit while you're abroad, or you can pick up different internships. And then we also have a great opportunity that's called the National Student Exchange, which is 200 different institutions that you can choose from between the US, Canada, and Guam. This is a great way if students are looking at campuses that are a little bit further away from home, but maybe they don't want to commit all 4 years to traveling that far away. And so we've had students that have gone to Alaska or Colorado or Texas or New York. There's a ton of different opportunities with that as well. A lot of those students are doing that in their last 2 years of being on campus. Residential life is the next thing we'll talk about here. And so this is 318 Commons. This is where all of our freshman students are housed. And so it's actually connected by Skyway to University Square, where the majority of classes take place at UMR. And so our students don't have to walk outside too often, especially when it's like January and it's 30 below. I see students walking in like shorts and flip-flops in the middle of winter time. And so that's one of the nice perks of downtown Rochester, Skyway access throughout many of the different locations. It is apartment style living within 318 Commons, and so there is a full kitchen within 318 Commons in your apartment. They do have a refrigerator within the kitchen, a oven, a microwave. There is a washer and dryer within each of the apartments itself too. There is a living room within each of the apartments as well. There are options to choose either a private bedroom within your apartment or a bedroom with a roommate. All of our first year students are required to live on campus. We see students doing better with their coursework as well as feeling more a part of the community by living on campus that first year. These are some of the different student services available throughout UMR. We talked a little bit about the YMCA, as well as we have counseling services available. Olmsted Medical Skyway Clinic is located in the 318 Commons too, so students don't have to leave campus if they need to be seen by a PA or physician. We also have mental health and disability services available as well. So we've reached the end of my presentation. I always like to end with letting you know that we are on a lot of different social media platforms. I recommend checking out our Instagram. It's updated very frequently, and lots of great stories on there too. And so we are available to talk afterwards with any questions that you might have, as well as our email is down, our general emails here for you. You can reach out to me or Brett too if you have any questions on how to complete your application or just any general questions about UMR. Thank you so much. And I will open it up and see if anybody has any questions.
Thanks so much, Hannah. Yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to include those in the chat. Also wanted to let you know that we are doing campus tours right now. So if you are interested in driving to Rochester, just to give you an idea, it's about a 5-hour drive if you go from Chicago to Rochester. So depending on where you are in Illinois, it could be anywhere from a few hours to 6 hours. We also have virtual open houses and virtual individual visits if you can't make it to Rochester. In fact, we have a virtual open house coming up this Friday, as well as 2 others this semester. So please feel free to check out. It's r.umn.edu/visit. So with that, we look to see if you have any questions.
Hannah, you had it covered.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So with that, I'm gonna wrap us up here from the Strive Scan folks. Just again, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for being part of this presentation. Certainly, if you've got questions for Hannah or Brett, you can follow up with them. There will be a quick survey after you close your window. There'll be a 4-question survey. If you could please answer that and help us continue our good work and improve upon what we've already done. Certainly do sign up for more sessions if there are other schools that you're interested in learning about. And then finally, if you do want a copy of this or if you want to watch it again, the recording is available. And it does look like there's one question in the Q&A.
Yes. So for in-person tours, the maximum guests we're allowing right now is 2 people plus the student, so 3 total. And so more are allowed to come to Rochester. It's just for the actual visit and the tour, we're only allowing 3 people. So if a sibling or anyone else would like to just walk around Rochester while they wait for you, they certainly can. We've had people do that, you know, check out the bookstore, but otherwise it'll be just 3 people. Great question. All right. Well,
You guys good?
yep. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
evening.
Everybody have a good night and stay safe.